What I am about to read to you now is not critical breaking news. It is just a little thing that made me smile. It is Linus Torvalds, the king of Linux himself, chastising the heck out of a developer from Google, saying some truly, truly crazy things, including that his garbage code should get bent and that it makes the world actively a worse place to live. Can you imagine getting told by Linus Torvalds that the code you write makes the world actively a worse place to live? I'm going to read this to you now. Oh, because it entertained me. That's why I'm reading it to you, because I think it'll entertain some of you as well. This was posted by Linus Torvalds, let's see, on Saturday, August 9th. It just went up yesterday. And he sent this to a guy named Palmer Dabbelt, who is a developer over at Google. And Palmer was submitting a RISC-V patches for the Linux Kernel 6.17 merge window. So just some changes to the RISC-V support. And I'm going to read to you what Linus says. Quote, "No." He just starts out, "No, period. This is garbage, and it came in too late. I asked for early pull requests because I'm traveling, and if you can't follow that rule, at least make the pull requests good. This adds various garbage that isn't RISC-V specific to generic header files, and by garbage, I really mean it. This is stuff that nobody should ever send me, never mind late in a merge window. Like this crazy and pointless make U32 from 2U16 helper function. That thing makes the world actively a worse place to live in. It's useless garbage that makes any user incomprehensible and actively worse than not using that stupid helper. If you write the code out as as A16 plus B, you know what it does and which is the high word. Maybe you need to add a cast to make sure that B doesn't have high bits that pollutes the end result. So maybe it's not going to be exactly pretty, but it's not going to be wrong and incomprehensible either. In contrast, if you write make U32 from 2U16 A, B, you have not a beeping clue what the word order is. In other words, you just made things worse, and you added that helper to a generic non-RISC-V file where people are apparently supposed to use it to make other code worse too. So no, things like this need to get bent. It does not go into generic header files, and it damn well does not happen late in the merge window. Man. You know, so imagine that though, because this poor kid. I haven't looked into exactly who this kid is. I assume it's a kid, right? I assume it's a young guy. This guy's working over at Google. Now, let's say he's in the office. Could you imagine submitting this code change, this patch, getting this response from Linus Torvalds, and then the horrible razzing you are going to get from all of your coworkers forever. They're gonna be like, hey, you know that your code makes the world actively a worse place to live? His boss, even if this guy does a really good job all year long working at Google and just writes just fantastic code, let's just assume, right? Let's assume his code is just nice, like it's good code, and he gets a lot done. You know, come the midterms or the end of the year when he has to do a review with his manager, with his lead's going to be like, yeah, so you got a lot done and you did great, but here's the thing. your code makes the world actively a worse place to live, according to Linus Torvalds. I mean, you can't help but not give him a hard time for that and telling him to get bent. Man, I like your code, but it really needs to get bent. Every code review that poor guy is going to have to sit through from here on out. People are going to be like, yeah, my one comment about your code is that that it actively makes the world a worse place to live. It's garbage and it needs to get bent. Oh, I enjoy this. I enjoy it. Linus just has a track record of doing this sort of thing. But this one made me particularly happy. It was just, was it mean? Yeah. Of course it was. But it also made me laugh a bit. And I'm hoping the developer who submitted the patches is able to laugh about it too, at least eventually. Thank you to the Lunduke Journal subscribers, blah, 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 lunduke.com. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and nerdettes across the inner tubes, I do declare end broadcast.